Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to create a little 6x8 layout using the Simply Charming collection from Rosie Studios. And I told you I was going to make a layout using all of these ampersand puffy stickers, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is a photo of me and Lil. It's going to go in our 6x8 album. Although because I'm putting these pages without page protectors, I've cut a piece of white cardstock to 7 by 8.5 inches. So that's basically like the full page size of a page protector. So once I work out where in this album the layout's going to go, I will just punch holes directly into the layout and put it into the album. Now I'm going to speed this up a bit because I shuffle these ampersands quite a lot. Basically, I've got the idea that I'm going to have them all at the top and they're kind of waterfalling into my photo, and the title's going to be at the bottom, which is you and me. So I'm going to add one last ampersand into the title. So I want them kind of to be tumbling down the page around my photo as well. So I'm kind of just getting a placement of them. I decided that rather than using all of them, I was a little bit concerned about there being so many colors on this layout. I decided to kind of stick to, shocking I know, the pink and teal tones. No surprises there. You can see I've kind of based that from the photo, which was pink and teal. This is from a few years ago. So I'm just going to add a little kind of touch of peach in there, and I did add the one white polka dot one as well, just to kind of balance it out a little bit, add a little bit of extra color in there. And so it takes me a while to kind of get the balance of these ampersands right, and this still is not it, but I kind of needed a starting point, and I especially needed kind of a color scheme to go with before I went ahead and kind of matted my photo, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to use the 6x6 paper pad because it's only a little photo. This is the only pattern paper that I'm going to add onto this particular layout, so it's just going to be kind of a white background. I am going to add a little bit of mixed media at the end, but I wanted something kind of light and bright to go with all these beautiful pastel-y colors. I pulled out 3 papers, and they are kind of more, I guess, subtle patterns. So this greeny, tealy colored paper here has some really beautiful quotes on it. Life is good, life is fun, that sort of thing. You don't see a whole lot of that because I do trim it very close to the photo, but I just wanted something to add a little bit of color into here. Now before I add the second mat, which I've got this really beautiful dark, it's a really dark peach. It's not quite orange, but it is a really darker peach. It's kind of a plaid, and I'm just going to pop my matted photo up on just a little bit of foam. There's not like masses of dimension on this layout. Obviously the puffy stickers are a little bit raised to themselves, so this photo mat just has a tiny bit of dimension on there as well. And then I can work out where I want my photo, and I'm actually going to like permanently adhere this down, and then I can carry on and actually make some more definitive choices about where everything else is going to go on this layout. So I'm just using my ruler guide to make sure that the photo is kind of straight against the bottom edge of the page there. It is a little bit nudged towards the right hand side of the page, so it's not centered, it's just slightly offset. And then I'm going to put my title in down the bottom. It just gives me a little bit more structure to work around when I'm working with the rest of these elements. Now I decided that although there are a bunch of colors in these alphas, I'm just going to pick out the pink because I really wanted to keep, I was going to say, like a more subtle color scheme, so I really want to play up more of the pinks on there. I could have made the title multicolored, but I think it just stands out on this page a little bit more because it is more of a solid color. And although I say solid, there are 2 pinks that I've used in there, but because all of those ampersands are kind of mixed colors, if I then added a mixed colored title, it wouldn't stand out as much. So I've just gone with pinks. And then I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more texture in here, and also a little bit more color, and just something to kind of ground the layout at the top and the bottom. So I'm tearing a couple of little tears. They're not really holes is what I was going to say, just little tears, kind of manipulating that cardstock back again. And then I've cut out like a 1/2 inch strip of the pink striped paper, making sure that I cut that pattern so that the stripes were vertical rather than horizontal. So you see a little bit more of that pattern when I kind of tape it in behind the cardstock there. Now, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I did was to have some of the ampersands like heading off the edge of the page, and I'm just trimming them with my scissors. Now, I got these, I can't remember the brand. They are Scotch non-stick scissors. I got them specifically for when I was using that foam tape, because it's my favorite foam tape, but whew, that stuff is sticky. It ruins my scissors every time I try to cut it, and the non-stick scissors work beautifully. So I used them for the puffy stickers too, and it was perfect. What I want to do now is start filling in some of these gaps. So I've trimmed off the little ampersands. I can see that there are still some visual gaps in here. I got really lucky that the 4x6 stamp set also has an ampersand stamp in it. So I'm going to use, I think it was spun sugar and salvaged patina were the two colors that I used, and I'm just kind of visually filling in those gaps. Sometimes it means I have to wiggle the little ampersands around, so probably what I'll do is before this goes into an album, I will kind of pull those up and just adhere them with a little bit of liquid adhesive just to make sure that they still have enough stick in there, because I have kind of moved them about several times. Now the last thing that I want to do is fill in even more of those gaps. I want to make it look really full at the top here, so I'm filling in with some of these beautiful little enamel dots. Don't worry, I have an extra sheet, which is why I've managed not to hoard them. I filled in all the gaps, and then I decided I would add a little bit more kind of texture and a little bit more color. I'm going to add some very tiny splatters in those same colors, but I'm also going to add in some dried marigold just for a little bit of that peachy color. And I start off by using the kind of teal color and doing the splatters mostly around where the stamped ampersands were. So it just gives it a little bit more kind of texture in there. And then I'm just going to add the other two kind of pinker, warmer tones just in and around and kind of fill in some of that space. It just gives it a bit more color and a bit more life. I did remember to cover up my photo before I started doing this, because, you know, me and splatters, we're not best friends. I'm glad I did it though. It adds just such a fun touch to the layout. And that's it, all done. Super quick, super simple, and I really love how this one turned out. Hey, those ampersands, they're so soft, they're so beautiful to use. If you want a set for yourself or anything else from the collection, I'll leave a link down below. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye!